The same difficulties you did against Pacquiao, going down to a lower weight. You hadn't been at it a while.
No, not to that extreme or to that point. No, I think I mean Chavez made
167 and a half.
It's just a discipline. I mean, right now Chavez is a whole new disciplined fighter. I mean, throughout the whole tour, he's been on point. I mean, he's been responsible. He's been waking up in the morning to go run to the gym. He's a whole new fighter. I think this is like the second half of his career, and he knows it. So he knows this fight is very important. Winning this fight, I mean, just takes him once again to the top. So he's looking forward to it.
You don't think there's any chance they play a game on you by coming in over the weight, sacrificing a few million for a physical advantage?
It could happen. I mean, it's a lot of money. It could happen. You never know. But I think that that'll be a slap in the face of all the fans all over the world. Not just to Canelo, but a slap in the face to all the sport. So I don't think he will do that. I think he's really serious about showing everybody and proving that he's back.
Oscar, how big do you think the horn is the size advantage that is naturally bigger?
Well, it does play an advantage. It does help you a bit if you know how to use it. Chavez is a guy who just keeps on coming forward. He's a big guy, but he makes himself smaller. It can be an advantage for Canelo. You just never know. I don't know how heavy Canelo's going to be in there in the ring. I don't know how light he will be. I don't know how heavy Chavez will be. So we'll just have to wait and see that night. But the weight does play a big factor in it.
Julio Sr. said today, I guess it was today, you guys tweeted it out, that in Mexico, the Mexican fans want his son to win, but here, these fans want Canelo to win. What do you think of that statement by Sr.?
Well, look, I mean, we were in Mexico and we had the press conference, and let me tell you, I mean, I heard more fans for Canelo by far. Yeah, maybe like a 60-40. Maybe it was the girls that were screaming louder. I don't know, but I think both guys have their fan base, tremendous fan base, and that's what makes this fight exciting. Because people really want to see these guys fight.
Oscar, this is clearly a big money fight, but can you remind fight fans as to why they should tune in? Because this is a fight they don't want to miss.
Well, I mean, it's definitely not about money, that's for sure. I mean, this is about pride and honor. You know, I mean, these are the reason why we made this fight is because you're going to see action. It's non-stop action. These two fighters do not know how to take a step going backwards. So and there's a lot of pride at stake, a lot of honor at stake. So I'm very pleased with the response from the people and from the press. So thank you, and you know, we're going to see a guaranteed action fight. It's not going to be a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, that's for sure.
Oscar, the media response was like an NBA final, was like a Super Bowl. Was it like this in every stop on the tour?
Every single one.
Crazy.
Every single one. It is crazy, and you know, I mean, this is a great indication, and the fact that there's only a couple hundred tickets left. I mean, that's it. So the fact that it's a sellout crowd at the T-Mobile Arena, it's just a great indication that people are anxiously waiting for this fight. And look, I mean, I've said before, oh, yes, it's going to be a great fight, this and that. I don't even have to promote this fight on how great it's going to be, because Chavez doesn't know how to take a step going backwards. Canelo doesn't either. There's something personal between them. It's going to be a war. I mean, it's going to be like a Barrero-Morales type of fight. That's going to be guaranteed.
Would you say this bet? Is it a real bet that they placed, or is that for show, or are they really going to put their?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I have nothing to do with it, but yeah, apparently they made a bet, and apparently it was off. I have no idea. I don't want to get myself involved in any type of that big of a money exchange, so I'm staying out of it.
Will this be the biggest Mexican showdown in boxing history? You mentioned
it could be, yes, because of the names. Because both guys, I mean, they can't even walk the streets of Mexico. I mean, they're like royalty over there in Mexico. So it could be, yeah. This is by far the biggest fight between two Mexicans in the history of Mexican boxing.
Oscar, if the fight lives up to expectations, is there a chance of a rematch in September that would then bump back the Golovkin-Canelo fight?
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, look, it's a very interesting point to make. I mean, if it's a great fight, I mean, it has to be a great fight. I believe it's going to be a great fight. It all depends. I mean, what if it's a blowout, or what if somebody gets cut? Or there's a lot of factors, you know, that can come into play. But if it's a great fight, why not in September again? But I've always said, and I want to keep my promise, I've always said that Golovkin is in Canelo's radar, and he's not afraid of him. So we'll have to see.
Is this a bigger fight than the Golovkin fight would have been, Oscar? Just financially, fan-wise, everything, is it bigger than a Golovkin fight would have been?
This is a lot bigger. This is a lot bigger. I mean, this is what I'm thinking now is, I mean, look, the world wants to see, you know, the best against the best, and the fact that you have Chavez, the biggest name in boxing, and Canelo, the biggest name in boxing. I mean, it calls for a great event and a great fight. Golovkin, I mean, look, he's a tough middleweight. He's a strong middleweight, and that's what the diehard fans want to see, you know. And it's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. It's gonna happen. This is the time now. 2017 is when boxing revitalizes itself and is back on top, you know.
The plan is still to fight Golovkin in September. That's the plan right now.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's exactly the plan. I mean, that's been the plan all along. We need Canelo to be a full-blown middleweight, and
That's what this fight is going to do.
well, it's going to help. It's going to help, no doubt about it. When you have a guy like Chavez, who's a bigger guy and a stronger guy, I mean, he didn't fight him for that reason, but it's obviously going to help him with the weight issue and everything. So, you know, I mean, hey, we're going to see some good fights this year, that's for sure.
Hey, Oscar, quick question. If you can put the older aside, as a fan, and, you know, being of Mexican heritage, seeing two Mexican warriors go head-to-head, how excited do you get as a boxer?
I get excited for this one. I'm really excited because there's going to be non-stop action. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed non-stop action. You look at their fights. You look at the way they fight. I mean, the way they carry themselves. Look, these guys genuinely do not like each other. So the fact that they're Mexican, the fact that they have a fighting style, a brawling style, the fact that there's so much at stake, honor, pride, it just calls for a great fight.
Does it remind you that Chavez called out that he'll be knocking out in the 8th round?
I mean, it's a bold statement. I mean, it's a bold statement, and that's why I think that's how the bet started. Where he said, "Okay, if you're gonna knock me out in the 8th round, let's put our purses on the line." So that's how the bet started. So it's pretty bold. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, when we saw that, we were like,
Okay, thank you.
see.
You go, Robert, anything else? You're good? Okay. Mike, you good?
Oscar.
Oscar.